Hey guys, Doc. So today we're going to talk about crabgrass, and then I got a special surprise for you. It's actually really cool. You need to see this. But first of all, if you noticed, if you follow our channel, we have done a complete strip down of our backyard and reseeded this in warm season Bermuda. And then on the front, we took some raw ground and we're also making that a warm season Bermuda grass too. And the problem is I've got some crabgrass, so I figured I'd shoot a video and talk about it. So hold on. Okay, Doc, so what's the teaser? What's the teaser that you're gonna get? A big surprise? This area actually has a lot of history to it, and there's actually a lot of Indian / Native American history here too. Matter of fact, I think it was in the early 1800s. Some of the white settlers came in here and actually created an Indian trading post about a mile away from my house to control the Indian trade around here. There were two tribes, I think the Creek, and there was something else. I don't know, I can't remember the other two. Anyways, so there's a lot of old history here. Across the road from me, there's a sweet little old lady, and I'm bringing her produce now that she was out visiting family. And her property is just absolutely amazing. It was built it started in the early 1800s. I'll take you over there, I'll show you the house that her great-great-grandfather built in 1856, and it's just amazing. Anyways, but let's talk about crabgrass. I'll do that afterwards. I got some farm stuff and we'll do that after this video. All right, crabgrass. Crabgrass is really strong this time of year. Why? Because crabgrass likes the heat. It likes it heat, and it actually likes it dry. So back here I have a couple of spots, and what I'm going to do, there's a few different ways to treat this. Number one is spot treat. Basically, I put on some rubber gloves, I mix up a little bit in a bowl or dish, I take a paper towel, and I just paint. And I just paint each individual piece of crabgrass. Back here, I only have about 15 little pieces. I'll show it to you. But out front, I got to make a decision because that was just a raw area and there's a ton of weed seeds in there. And my Bermuda germination, guys, is fantastic over there. But the problem is I got a ton of crabgrass. I'm not that concerned about it because it's a new seeding, and if I sit here and worry about it too much, I'll wait till next year. And next year, because I have a full season of growth, I can go down there and I can put a pre-emergent, which is the way you stop crabgrass and quackgrass and Johnson grass. Pre-emergents are the key to it. But you can, this time of year, if you read your label, there's a couple of products I'm going to tell you about, but you got to read your label. Number one, is it compatible? Is your grass tolerant? That's number one. Number two, understand what's going to happen in the heat, especially if you don't have irrigation. You may get a little bit of chlorosis. You're going to get a little bit of stress. And the label will probably tell you if it's over 95 degrees and under stress conditions, we recommend that you don't apply it. But you can. So what are the different products? Number one is going to be a hose end sprayer, a ready-made hose end sprayer. And I think that's a way, probably for most people, that's probably the way to go. You just go to Lowe's, Home Depot, or I'll link some on Amazon. You pop it on a hose and you spray. Make sure it's your type of grass tolerant. Read your labels. And that's pretty much it. The other one are two products. I like Drive, and then Quinclorac is the other one. Quinclorac and Drive. I'll link to them down below. Now those products you actually have to mix yourself. So if you're going to put them out with a spray tank or a hose end sprayer, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to spray that stuff. And that's really the three ways to do it. So spot treat, go around and spot treat. Just takes time, hurts your hamstrings, hurts your back, but it's a good way to do it this time of year when it's stressful. The other way to do it, hose end sprayer. I'll link to those products down below. And then the other way is to buy something that you're going to mix yourself and actually spray on your lawn. So let me show you the spots over here. I'll show you me treating that. And then let me show you the front. I have a real big crabgrass out there. So I want to make sure I'm not dripping while I'm walking, but at the same time, I do want it fairly saturated. And because I have this fairly high concentrate level, I would say it's 4 times the normal. It's being diluted down by the dew, but it works just fine. Now normally Normally when you go do something like this, you'd put some kind of dye so you know which plant you've actually touched, but I can tell the difference between dew covered and non-dew covered, and that's why I can do that. Okay, so that's done. So now all I have to do is take my little rag, have my own little throwaway case, and we're pretty much done. Alright, so I'm out here running irrigation because don't trust the weatherman. He says you're going to get rain and you ain't going to get rain. So one of my problems out here is the fact that I've got probably 2 different types of crabgrass, and I may even have a little bit of goose or quack, I don't know. But I'm not really that concerned about it because I've always said on your first year, don't freak out over weeds, but you know me, I'm gonna freak out anyways. So I'm trying to keep this watered real heavy. You can see that area down over there is really heavy green, and a lot of that is annual rye, but a lot of this, almost all this, is one of my first seedings of Bermuda grass. So I've got Bermuda grass out here that's like this, and then I've even got brand new germination that's just a few days old. So my concern is, obviously, you know, coming out here and spraying a product out here, but some of these products, they say post-seeding and post-emergence, they're safe. We're going to find out because I'm probably going to go ahead and spray. I need to put a different nozzle over here. That one's not strong enough. I'm going to bump it up. Okay, so I came out here and just did little touches and little spots on this, and I'm already starting to see a little bit of browning on the backyard. The front, I'm going to give it a day or two. Finally, we've got a thunderstorm coming through, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that down a little bit, and after a day or so, I'm probably going to spray that front area. Normally, I would say I'm not going to worry about it, but man, I've got a lot of crabgrass out there. So I probably need to do something. I'm fighting my gut here, but I'm probably going to treat that. When it comes to the summertime, you do want to read your labels. Now, the hose and spray bottle, it says right on it, don't treat when temperatures are over 90 degrees. Why? Because you run the risk of not killing your grass, but definitely having some damage on your grass on that spray bottle. And same thing, the majority of herbicides are going to say, look, if it's 90 degrees in stress condition, you probably don't want to do it. But I have done it before, and I am going to get maybe a little chlorosis. I am going to hurt the lawn a little bit, but man, if you got a big crabgrass problem, it's really important on your, this is why pre-emergence are so important. Anyways, that's the 3 ways. I'll list the products down below. I'm getting ready to do dirt booster treatments on both of these lawns. And if you haven't tried dirt booster on your lawn in the summertime, you have to try dirt booster. I've done a ton of videos on it. If you want to get mycorrhizal fungi, if you want to get good soil microbes, get it into your lawn. Organic matter biochar, it's all in one. Put some dirt booster on your lawn. You can even throw down some humichar. This is a great time to do it. What I'm going to do now is I'll take you over to that cool property, and then I'll come back and just show you some farm stuff. We are in a drought condition right now, and I have a big thunderstorm patch that's coming by. Probably it's about 4 o'clock right now. It's supposed to hit about 6:30. I'm so happy. I've never looked more forward to a thunderstorm. All right, I got a little special tour for you today, and her great-grandfather built this in 1856. Okay, that's part 1. But what's really cool, he had 13 children. This over here, which they kind of came in and restored, is where they lived with 2 children while they built this house. Isn't that cool? This was actually Indian built. They believe it goes back to about 1820. Look at that fireplace. Isn't that amazing? I want to show you she called it the wheat house and the corn house. I'm going to walk over there and show you the original barns over there. They have a corn house that actually has a whole little mill in it apparently. I don't know if I have the guts to actually go inside. But isn't this gorgeous back here? Absolutely gorgeous. So this is what she called the wheat house. And at this point in time, I don't think I want to go inside. I'm going to go maybe in the winter time because there's quite a few. If you have an old barn, you probably have a rattlesnake or two. But isn't that just wonderful? That is just so cool. So this is original. So we're talking 1800s here. Probably one of my favorite buildings on the property is the corn house. Corn cabin, I think she called it. I think she called it the corn cabin or the corn shed. So she did have someone come in here and clean this up and apparently take some work and do some work on it. But I am a little afraid to kind of go inside there this time of year. But I do want to go in there and look at the original corn. Who's down there? Hello there, mister. Hello there, mister. What are you doing down there? So Fred's joining me this morning. Fred's here all the time. He's here every day. He loves to hang out near my fish feeders. Isn't he cool? I'm going to see if the guys are hungry this morning. I'm just not sure this feeder's running accurately. Let's make sure here. Let's see if they're awake. Yeah. Is that crazy or what? I swear that's one of my favorite things to do in the morning. I always come out here and give them, this is on a schedule, and I always give them a little bit extra. So I love Bermuda grass and I hate Bermuda grass. If you have a lawn, we're planting Bermuda. I love it. This was a beautiful clover and brassica food plot in here. And wild Bermuda grass just overtook it in 2 months. I mean, it was everywhere. And all that brown you're seeing right there is all Bermuda grass. Crazy. So I came out here, I sprayed it, I killed it, left it for a couple days. I came out here with my tines and just raked it up a little bit and threw down a whole bunch of more, I got all kinds of seeds in here. I have clover, I have brassica, I have like little cowpea. I've just thrown everything down here. But what's making me happy is the fact that I have empty traps. That makes me so happy. So we've gone from seeing 20 to 30 raccoons every night on our cameras, maybe seeing one. We've taken 54 roughly, I think, off this property back here. And maybe the turkeys now can have a chance. All right, let's go. All right, 30 minutes of water, eh? I'm guessing everyone's still asleep. I've been up since 4:55. Spider. So I spent about 45 minutes in the garden cleaning things up, watering. Now I'm gonna run up to the cornfield. I wanna check on the corn. We have baby corn this year. And what is baby corn? Baby corn, I call it baby corn because it's just basically undeveloped, kind of poor growth due to a nutrient deficiency or overcrowding. And what happens is, instead of having these big, beautiful ears of corn, you actually have these really like little small ears of corn. And they're delicious. They're super sweet, but they're baby corn. So let's go up and look at them. So once again, I've been a poor dad. I have to come up here and cover, and I have to cover with mesh all my pumpkins or the deer eat them. So I've already pulled one big yellow one, but here's what happens when I don't pay attention. Look at it. That's what they do. There's one there and there's one over here. I just missed them. Gosh darn it. All right, so I saw another baby pumpkin over here. I'm up here covering them, but see, like this right here. If I don't jump on that and cover that, that's gonna get eaten. So, if you don't think armyworms are out, look at that. Hey guy, what are you eating? What are you eating there, guy? So this is, we really didn't plan this out at all, but I kind of just want to leave this corn here for the deer. And I came up here and I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. So I've got a ton of armyworms up in this corn. I'm pretty sure it's armyworms, not the other one. So I just came up here with a little bit of 7 and sprayed up here. It's probably too late, but it's worth a shot. Again, we're not going to eat much of this because it's real small, or eat any of it really. So I just want to leave it standing for the deer. So again, I don't mind spraying corn with 7 simply because it's all covered up. I mean, it's got husk all over it. So anyways. Just feel the energy in the air. I'm telling you, I've never been so happy to have a thunderstorm come by. We have been so dry. Everything is just dust around here. But we're gonna have a pretty good storm in about an hour. Even the pond is a little bit low. But man, this is just, thank goodness. We were supposed to have rain yesterday, nothing. So I put in the irrigation system. If you haven't seen that, I'm using 6 heads here, I-20 stainless steel hunters, and this is really doing well. Someone asked what I'm doing about fertilization out here, and the only thing I'm using is either something like a super juice or a green shocker, some kind of fast release. I don't want anything slow that can actually migrate into the pond out here. So we'll let the rain come in, come back out, we'll put some dirt booster. I'll probably come out. We're gonna cut this, I think, by hand. I'll probably use the Ego on it. We'll just sort of mulch it up because I got germination everywhere, but I need one good rain to let this dust settle. And then I'll come back in a couple days after that, and then I'll put in a tank sprayer. I'll mix up some of that drive, and I'll come out here and I'll actually spray this with the crabgrass. I don't wanna spray it. It's so dry right now and it's so hot. I'm gonna give it, as soon as that rain comes in, I should have a lot more growth. Then I'm gonna come out and hit it for that crabgrass. Again, I can always put down more seed. I'm really just not really that worried about it, but man, there's a lot of crabgrass out here. Anyways, guys, I'll talk to you later. Doc.